This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
RTV6 is on top of breaking news on the southeast side. An infant is in critical condition after being hit by a vehicle. IMPD says a mother was outside with the baby in a child seat. She went inside and left the child with the other kids outside when the father came home and accidentally hit the child's seat in the driveway on Dawson Street. The child is at Riley Hospital for Children right now. We will continue to keep you updated on air and online at theindychannel.com. Thanks for joining us tonight at 7 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins. A warning for you tonight about a growing scam targeting your parents and grandparents. A Beach Grove couple nearly dropped their entire savings on this scam. Shirley and Jerry Weaver got a phone call Friday saying their grandson had been in a car crash and had broken his nose and received a DUI. To get Kyle out of trouble, they were told to mail $9,600 in cash. But just before they were about to send the money, Kyle called and revealed that he was fine and that this was all a scam.
I knew something was going on. I knew something was wrong by the tone in her voice. And she said, "Hey, I just talked to that guy and I'm about to, we're about to send the money." And I was like, "Well, what guy and what money?" And she said, "Well, are you hurt?" And I'm like, "Well, no, I'm not hurt. I'm okay." And I said, "Well, what's going on?" And she, and it was just puzzle.
The Better Business Bureau says it's seeing more cases of the so-called grandparent scam. The scammers say your child or grandchild is hurt or in trouble and they ask you to send money. Consider it a red flag if they ask you to wire money or send cash. You can also verify if your loved one is in trouble by hanging up and calling your relatives. After a muggy hot day in central Indiana, we want to get that first check of your weather tonight with Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory.
And how hot, Mark? We made it to 90 again. We've done that over a dozen times, 18 days now to be exact. 94 is our warmest temperature so far this summer. As you look at radar, not overwhelming any spots of rain. This has been persistent, though, around Delphi back to the southwest of Monticello. Just to show you, it's slow movement, anywhere from half an inch to almost an inch of rain with that very isolated downpour. Rest of us likely to stay dry this evening, just a 20% chance you'd have rain at your house. Not just the actual temperature, but you throw in the humidity. Feels like 93 in Indy, 94 in Terre Haute. Temperatures will be slow to cool tonight. Any isolated showers and thunderstorms will fade away once the sun sets. Still 79 at 11 o'clock tonight. At the bus stop in the morning, the chance of rain just 20%. A much greater probability of thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. When the kids are getting off the bus, some of those storms may be severe. I'll have details on that and finish the timeline for you coming up.
We'll see you soon, Kevin. Thank you. It is a disturbing situation for any parent, and now the Indiana Department of Child Services is investigating after a toddler somehow got out of his daycare. RTV6 is holding that daycare accountable as we sit down with the family as they try to piece together what happened. Stephanie Wade is working to get answers.
You can just hear how busy this street is. Cars are flying by at 40 miles per hour. It's a miracle this 2-year-old boy wasn't hurt when strangers say they saw him standing in the middle of the street alone.
Frantic, like, "Is my son dead?" And he was like, "No." I said, "Is he hurt?"
It's a call from police. Timothy and Kenya Anderson will never forget.
This will always play in our mind, like every day, that getting that phone call and that frantic call that something happened to our son who we just dropped off and said that we love you.
Their 2-year-old son, TJ, somehow got out of Tomorrow's Child Daycare Ministry Friday and was found walking in the middle of 82nd Street near Hague Road.
She said that she thought it was a car accident that had happened, and then like cars were stopping. And so that's when she realized that somebody had grabbed my son and was walking back from out of the street with him back onto the daycare. And that's when they realized that he was missing.
TJ's parents now livid, demanding answers from the daycare owner on how this could have happened.
He could possibly been kidnapped.
Yeah, or he could have walked to like a pond or like a little ditch, or, a dog could have been out, could have mauled him. I mean, it could have been 1,000 things.
The owner wouldn't answer any of my questions. The Department of Child Services is now investigating, as is the Family and Social Services Administration, which is the state child care licensing agency. But what the Andersons were shocked to find out, because Tomorrow's Child Daycare Ministry does not accept federal vouchers, it does not have to follow the same regulations as licensed facilities do. Registered ministries don't have regulated staff-to-child ratios or other supervision requirements, but simply are inspected for basic health and safety codes. Records we found show the state recently inspected them on July 11th, and they were cited for half a dozen different health and safety violations.
It's scary because it's like the same rules that apply for state should apply for ministry. To me, there shouldn't be no leeway for ministry because they're a ministry.
Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
An Indianapolis man is under arrest accused of earning more than $1 million by shoplifting and selling the stolen merchandise. 35-year-old Ryan Walker, who you see here, is charged with nearly 20 felonies. Fishers police believe that since 2010, Walker has been selling stolen items on eBay and has had customers from all over the world pay him more than $1.1 million. Police suspect he shoplifted from several large retail businesses across the state. He's being held in the Hamilton County Jail. An Indiana state representative accused of driving under the influence and impersonating law enforcement will face a judge next week. Indianapolis Representative Dan Forrestal is due to appear in court for his initial hearing on August 27th. Forrestal was arrested August 10th on the east side. He allegedly threatened to use his status to have police officers fired when he was arrested. Witnesses also say Forrestal claimed he was a police officer and that he was asking for drugs. Forrestal is a private with the Indianapolis Fire Department. He's currently suspended without pay. A prosecutor from Hancock County has been assigned to Forrestal's case because he has made campaign contributions to the Marion County prosecutor in the past. A school board is now explaining its decision to keep a football coach and teacher who has been accused of sexual misconduct with a student. The Northwest Hendricks County School Board says it did not approve the administration's recommendation to cancel the teaching contract for Tyler Bruce, a teacher and coach at Tri-West High School. The board said it made the decision based on evidence presented during a conference with Bruce. The Sheriff's Office and Department of Child Services are investigating Bruce after a family came forward saying he had an inappropriate relationship with a 17-year-old student, at one point even threatening her when she tried to end their relationship. The criminal investigation into Bruce's behavior is still ongoing. The school board says it is open to new information in this case. Right now, Bruce is on paid administrative leave. Indianapolis Power and Light wants to raise your rates to upgrade its infrastructure. Here's how you can make your voice be heard. The Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission will hold 2 public hearings. The first is September 3rd at 6 p.m. at New Augusta Public Academy North Auditorium. The second will be Tuesday, September 10th at the University of Indianapolis Schweitzer Student Center Hall. You can talk about how the rate increase would impact you and speak directly to state regulators. Tonight, the city of Carmel is considering a proposal that would keep people from claiming their spot for a parade days in advance. For years, people in Carmel have saved their spot along the route of the Carmel 4th of July parade. They put out chairs, blankets, and tents, sometimes a week ahead of the parade. Well, tonight, the Carmel City Council is holding its first reading of a proposed ordinance to limit staking your claim within a city right-of-way on a parade route until 6 a.m. the day before the parade. The ordinance would allow for the city to impound any property set out before that time. In less than 2 weeks, Indigo's new Red Line will officially start rolling through town. And for the first week, volunteers will be on hand to help answer passenger questions about the line and the new routes. There's another 2-hour training session for volunteers tomorrow night. Indigo officials say the Red Line will be a main source of transportation, getting people from Broad Ripple all the way down to UIndy.
I'm really excited to be learning how and helping others learn how to use the transit system. Hopefully, get them to work and home quicker. Hopefully, to encourage other people that have cars to leave those at home and use that.
The Red Line will be open to the public on September 1st and will be free to ride the entire month. You can learn more about volunteering at theindychannel.com. Starting tomorrow, 2 areas of the Monon Trail will temporarily close for improvements. Tomorrow and Wednesday, the trail will close between 146th Street and Greyhound Pass, as well as between 156th Street and Viking Meadows. Both of these locations are in Westfield. Crews will perform work on the pavement. The project was supposed to start today, but yesterday's rain soaked the pavement and it needs to be dry for this type of work. The work was pushed back to tomorrow and Wednesday. Today marks the start of Devour Indy's Summer Fest. So for 2 weeks, more than 200 restaurants are offering discounted 3-course meals. Devour Indy is not only about getting a good bite to eat, it's also about supporting a good cause. Last year, donations raised $100,000 for Riley Children's Foundation. You can also find a list of participating restaurants at theindychannel.com and on the free RTV6 mobile app.
A few years, I've been really burdened to finish my education. Being able to fast track and get my degree quicker is perfect for my life.
If you're looking to step up your professional game, this could be the perfect fit for you. Ahead in Hiring Hoosiers, how you can earn college credits faster, especially if you're going back to get your degree.
RTV6 is working for you.
This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Welcome back to RTV6 News at 7. Stunning video shows a school bus smashing through a fence and nearly into a crowd of people at the zombie school bus races in southern Indiana over the weekend. Ashley Ware was recording the event in Clarksville Saturday evening when the driver lost control and crashed into the fence in front of her, just inches from a toddler in the stands there. Ware says one little boy in the stands was treated because he had some fluid in his eye, but otherwise seemed fine. The driver of the bus also was okay, and he got out and waved to the crowd afterwards. There are new surveillance cameras along recreational trails in one Indiana city to help make them safer for users. Logansport installed 10 state-of-the-art cameras in June along the city's 4 community trails. The Faros Tribune newspaper reports the Logansport trails are also getting stainless steel markers to help users know their location along each trail. The city provides police bicycle patrols along its trails during warmer weather months, too. Covering education, all students in Warren Township schools will be able to eat breakfast and lunch for free this school year. According to the district, the Indiana Department of Education approved Warren Township schools for the Community Eligibility Provision, or CEP. The CEP will allow the school system to provide free breakfast and lunch to all students every day this school year. The program pays for regular school lunches. A la carte items and second meals are still full price to any student who wishes to purchase them. Time now for your Storm Team 6 forecast. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory joining us now. And it was a more muggy day out there for a Monday.
And we get used to it. One more day. Actually, 2 probably, part of Wednesday, and then we'll change things up. You were just mentioning school. Tomorrow afternoon, thunderstorms are likely, may influence when the kids are getting off the bus, and then also after school activities. This evening, just isolated showers and in some cases some thunderstorms. Generally speaking, the thunderstorms sitting along Interstate 70 in portions of south central Illinois back towards St. Louis. Look what they're not doing, moving very quickly. We expect these to fade away once the sun sets. In central Indiana, the chance of any rain at your house just 20%. 88 degrees, 2 degrees off our high temperature today in Indy. Muncie's at 87 as you take a look at a nice, calm, quiet Monument Circle. 86 in Lafayette. Headlines for tomorrow. The severe weather threat mainly in the 1 to 8 o'clock window tomorrow afternoon into early tomorrow night. We'll inherit a line of storms from Illinois. I don't think they'll develop over us. They'll develop to the west first, then move toward west central Indiana and eventually through central portions of the state. The enhanced risk, in other words, greater risk of stronger storms having an impact from southeast Iowa across much of the heart of Illinois into central Indiana. And that's that time frame we're talking about. The more to the east, farther to the east, the severe threat diminishes. Damaging wind, by far the major threat with the storms tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures still warm and sticky next 2 days, and then a noticeable change. Humidity down, temperatures more comfortable. We'll be in the 50s for morning lows as we go into the weekend, but how about 79 for the high to end the work week? Rain chances high next couple of days. That will mark the transition to the more comfortable conditions as we get to the end of the week. In the morning, just a 20% chance we'll have any rain. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, there's the line of storms that should be forming by that time. By 3, blasting into western Indiana. Then through the rest of the afternoon into early evening, cutting across the rest of central Indiana with the damaging wind threat. Temperatures tomorrow, upper 80s. And as you look at the 7-day planner, a noticeable shift toward comfort. And that returns as we get to especially Thursday, 81. 2 days, Friday, Saturday, may be the best in the 7-day forecast. Low humidity, highs just below 80 degrees.
You don't have to tell me twice to not look forward to a Friday.
All right.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Coming up in our nightly Hiring Hoosiers report, the FBI is looking for new agents who have more in common with the Hoosiers they serve and protect. But first, going back to get your degree can be intimidating and time-consuming, but this particular pathway makes it easier, smoother, and cheaper.
Or Santa Fe. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Well, saving money and time while getting a college degree, it sounds pretty great, and that's the situation for students at Martin University, where they're helping people get ready for the jump from classroom to career. RTV6's Hiring Hoosiers is all about connecting you with jobs, training, and resources. And right now, we're putting a special focus on education. Our Aaron Lish takes us inside the opportunity that's perfect, especially for older learners who are going back to get their degree.
For a few years, I've been really burdened to finish my education.
Martin University student Timothy Taylor is using prior learning assessment, also known as PLA, to earn college credits faster.
Being able to fast track and get my degree quicker is perfect for my life.
Director of PLA, Dr. Charlesetta Smith-Staley, says you can earn up to 60 college credits from the learning you gain outside of the traditional classroom.
We have classroom time for instruction and lectures and guidance, but the students also have off-campus time where they're working and collecting documents and building their electronic portfolio.
With the ability to earn a bachelor's degree in half the time from your prior learning experience, it also means saving money, which has been the case for Taylor.
Over $24,000 by going this route, so that's a blessing.
PLA is enabling Taylor to finish undergrad faster so he can begin pursuing his master's degree.
And I thought it'd be just a no-brainer to start the program, and I'm so glad that I did.
Working for you, Aaron Lish, RTV6.
There are a few prerequisites here. You must complete a few courses before PLA. Make sure you're confident in your writing skills because you'll be using them when you create your portfolio. And along with having at least a 2.0 GPA, you must already be pursuing an undergrad degree. And our Hiring Hoosiers Classroom to Career initiative continues all week on RTV6, premiering each day on Good Morning Indiana. Here's a preview of some of the stories and schools we've got ahead this week, so be sure to join us on Good Morning Indiana from 4:30 to 7. Hiring Hoosiers is that RTV6's initiative connecting you to jobs and resources that you may have thought were once out of reach, and that includes a job with the FBI. The agency is looking for people from all backgrounds in central Indiana. Our Meredith Barrick sat down with current special agents to learn more about why the Bureau wants to hire you.
We know hire approximately 1,000 agents, so educators, biologists, scientists, all types of people.
The FBI's YouTube series Unexpected Agent explores just that, the need for people who you may not envision being an FBI agent.
I think most people do default to what they see on TV for the most part.
And oftentimes that means white men with law enforcement or military experience. But Michaela says the Bureau is using their magnifying glass, searching for all types of people.
We have a problem in the FBI, and that is we do not represent, as a whole, the United States. We are approximately 18% minority. The country is approximately 42%. So there's a major gap there that we need to fix.
Michaela says this is crucial as they often need agents who can understand the community where they're operating.
It's just one type of person. They won't understand the people that we have to operate with to conduct our investigations. We can do nothing without public's help, without people telling us what's happening in the community, things that aren't going right, things like that. So if we don't understand them, we won't understand their experience, their perspectives, and we'll be that far behind in our investigations.
This means reaching out and discovering the people hiding in plain sight.
There are some communities where they just would never even think that they could be an FBI agent, and that's our point, is to reach out and say you could be an FBI agent and you could contribute to your community or whatever the case may be.
Now, there are a few requirements if you're interested in becoming a special agent. You must have a college degree, you must be 37 years old or younger, you must have work experience, and you cannot be a felon. The Bureau is hosting a Diversity Agent Recruitment Day, or DAR, event in Indianapolis from 5 to 7 p.m. on Thursday, August 22nd. To attend the event, you must apply, and then you will receive an invitation with more details. We put a link to the application on hiringhoosiers.com. Now, still ahead here, a couple of upcoming opportunities to put your hat in the ring and possibly get a job offer. And we're bringing you a live look outside. You want to stay with us as the news at 7 continues right here on RTV6. Right now in RTV6's Hiring Hoosiers, later this month, dozens of opportunities will be available at a career fair hosted by Indy Pride. The free event goes from 11 to 2 on August 26th at the Indiana Historical Society. Dozens of employers will be there. A language access station with ASL and Spanish-speaking interpreters will be provided. And coming up just this Thursday, the Indianapolis Military Hiring Fair with the American Legion. Service members, veterans, and military spouses can attend, and that includes National Guard and Reserve. This is happening Thursday from 8:30 to 2:30 at the Indiana Convention Center.
Thunderstorms tomorrow. Damaging wind is the main threat. Again, 1 to about 8 p.m. So these storms would likely start while you're at work. I bring that up. If you have patio furniture that you could secure or bring indoors, do whatever you can to keep it from blowing around. That'd be a good idea, as the storms likely have strong winds.
Good advice there, and thank you for joining us for RTV6 News at 7. See you back here tonight at 11.